Hello, welcome to Actual Play Apocalypse Kids!
Woo!
I'm so excited to be playing with you wonderful people again. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns. I play Ember, the Summoned. Ember is a very serious character who is very goofy in her intentions. So I have lots of fun having her be very, very serious about maybe not silly things. Will Civ say yes? That's not a silly thing, but her insecurity about it is delightful. And she's also, like daughter of the Queen of Cinder, who's kind of like tried to destroy the universe like 3 times over. So that is extremely delightful to play. I'm excited to play her again. As usual, all proceeds from the channel are being split between the Trans Legal Defense Fund and Black Lives Matter. So if you send us money this way by cheering, donating, subbing, etc., that's where it'll go. How about you, Jen?
Hello, I'm Jen Martin. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at 10penjen. I'm playing Civis the Found, who is a statue found under the ocean after X thousand years, who has recently been proposed to by Ember, and had family dinner with Ember's mom, which went totally great, I thought. It went amazing. She gave me a necklace. It was great. Nothing went wrong at all. So I'm excited to come back and see more with these characters. Morgan, what about you?
Hey, I'm Morgan. My pronouns are they, them, and she, her interchangeably. You can find me on all the socials at Serena Bezos. I play Celine the Surge. Basically, sacrifice, just a sacrificed woman eventually gains powers from that are from who knows what, but has a sister on the other side of the rift. Still has feelings kind of maybe for Ember here, but nothing you can do about it.
I want to explore this session. I was thinking about it. I want to explore this session. Like, are we sure that this is the same Celine that we knew? Like, how do like Celine last we saw blew up in a big old ball of like nuked the city. Like, how do we know what even? Just for funsies, just not to create any confusion, but something inquiring minds want to know.
Well, Jamie, how about you?
Hi, I'm Jamie. I am the maestro of this emotional disaster that everyone is doing such a great job at. So, I'm the creator of Apocalypse Keys. I'm so excited to be working with Eva Hat. It's currently an open playtest, so if you're interested in checking out the game, signups are open until the 26th. Which is my tomorrow, but your tomorrow, because I live in the future in the Philippines. So you still have a couple of days for most of you. And so I'm really excited to get back into it. This mystery is called Inherit the Kingdom of Heaven. And so what's really exciting about this is we were playing with these characters before the huge game overhaul. And so we got to rework and retweak these characters for our second season. And so to show off what Apocalypse Keys looks and plays like now for the open playtest. But yeah, so I think we had I did like that glimpse that we got from the dinner. That was like one of my favorite moments last time. Thanks for bringing that up.
So good.
Good stuff. So yeah, in terms of this mystery, so just as a reminder for everybody, this mystery is a complexity at 6, meaning we want to try to get like at least 6 keys so that we can have pretty good chances of having a flat roll. But so we're already halfway there, which is pretty good. If the more keys, usually the better, generally. It depends. And we also have a doomsday clock, which has 6 ticks. So this is a new addition to the game. I didn't get to explain it last time, even though we got to tick the doomsday clock last time. So the doomsday clock is a representation of the harbingers in the background that are manipulating things. They're trying to access the ancient door of power. And so compared to last time we were playing Apocalypse Keys, in this current version of the game, uh, as characters, you're trying to figure out what is the Harbinger after, what is the ancient door of power, how are they trying to access it? And the ancient door of power can look like or feel like lots of different things. It can be a little door, but it could also be a music box. It could be a dream in someone's head. It could be anything that a Harbinger would try to have access to gain more power to bring upon the apocalypse. So,
and right now we have an understanding that it's something surrounding this school that keeps appearing and reappearing throughout time, and it almost always sort of ends in some sort of fiery blaze. So there's something about the students or the school or whatnot that is tied to this, but that's where we're trying to figure out now.
Yeah, exactly.
The ancient door can be disguised as a roller coaster. Yeah, sure, Blake, 100.
That would be really cool. I would like that a lot. But yeah, so basically, just to summarize where we are right now with this current mystery. So we know that that's Merlin, like coming in, announcing that I forgot to describe that the division.
I'm here.
I'm here. Pay attention to me. I'm a Harbinger. Truly is. So Division has 5 oracles, and so what we've established together is that if each of the oracles are seeing the same thing, the same number of predictions, it's more likely that it's going to happen. So that helped us out last time when we were investigating what is going on with Island Zero. And the thing is, however, that one of the oracles has gone missing, right? And so this was the mystery of, the main premise of the mystery is what happened to that oracle and what's going on, right? We know that we've managed to track things down to this mysterious school that keeps popping up in different locations all over the world. We found yearbooks in the Division Library in the Forbidden Archives that have these same students unaging, right, around teens and older, and they just never age. They're stuck in this whatever is going on. We're not sure what yet. And there was something called an oraculus that was mentioned, and we don't know what that means yet either. And so we find ourselves in Cape Cod, where veteran monstrous agents of the Division have retired to. And so your main contact for this mystery is Freddy Santos, he, him pronouns, a 3-headed werewolf who wears the glamour that makes him look like, to us, the players, looks like Columbo. I don't know if Columbo exists in this universe. It would be kind of hilarious if it did, but I'll leave that up to us. But yeah, he's a retired Division agent. He's had enough of it already, but we've established that Ember was able to get through to him. I remember Ember, like when you unleashed the dark, it was about making sure that he knows his place around you. Is that what we established? That
yeah, I think Ember very much thought like he was trying to blow us off, and Ember was like, "Remember the solemn oath you swore upon joining the Division, an oath which cannot be broken by time, nor fatigue, nor wear. This you must do for the good of all," or something like that. I mean, who can ever know? But yes, I think there was something along those lines, and it something happened. There was sort of a side effect of something happening nearby.
Exactly. When Ember's power flared up, there were these, and that's what ticked the Doomsday Clock. The first segment of it is that there seemed to have been like traps, sigils, something laid in place to warn someone if Ember's, we don't know if it's Ember per se or something like Ember, if that's supposed to tip someone off, right? So I wrote that down in our Doomsday Clock. Traps ignited by Ember's presence. Was she expected, right? Which also brings us to our other keys that we've uncovered so far. So we have, number one, whoever is behind this is trying to build a kingdom by using the children's power. We're not sure what that means. Like I mentioned earlier, the yearbook showing the same unaging teens across the decades in different locations. And very creepily, Civ's creator has said that he created a mother that was created to take care of the children, but also for Civ in that Hannibal / Magneto moment that we had. last session.
You mean my creator that looks exactly like me? You left that part out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Sans broken wings, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And sans,
Yeah.
just statue material in general.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yes, in all other ways, I'm sure not causing any confusion. Where
Absolutely.
is your creator right now, Sev? Where is Siv's?
Where did we leave him on the island?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, he's in the division. There's this like special like.
Oh, that's
that
right.
Way
Yes.
below.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He's in the special prison room. That.
Never let him sleep.
Yeah.
Well, don't let him have restful sleep. Rather.
Yeah, and I think he was jacking with the sleep of the oracles. Maybe.
Exactly. So we know that he's connected to all of this in some fashion at the very least. So, but we just have to figure out.
River Tam kind of moment in Serenity, right? Where the operative says like, you let this powerful psychic be next to like the leaders of like the most important decision makers, and you thought this was a good idea. It's like we put the most dangerous psychic creature that we know next to these psychic fortune tellers that like help us stop.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't put them next to each other. No. It's just that my creator was a lot more powerful than we planned for, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good. Sure,
it'll be fine. No problems at all.
I'm not worried.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely. Okay, so as we drop in, so our so Freddie. Oh, actually, I do have a question. So Freddie Santos is, of course, our three-headed werewolf. I wanted to ask Celine, you know that most werewolves need only the one head, right? For the most part.
Just the one, usually. Like, they'll fight.
Usually.
And, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask Celine, what do you know about Freddie's curse that makes him different from other werewolves?
He loses his transformation, like, at will powers at a new moon instead of a full moon.
Oh, I like that. Very cool. And is this three-headed thing like a normal thing? Like, does he come from a group of three-headed werewolves, or is he very much like rare?
I think it's probably like a curse. Honestly, a curse top of a curse. A curse squared, if you will.
A compound curse.
Compound curses.
Cursed to be a werewolf, later on cursed to have three heads. Like,
this is why he's so eager to retire, right? So
yeah.
He's like, I'm done with this.
Every time I go on another.
Did he get the curses on the job? Is that why?
Oh, yeah.
Like he's just like, I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah, I think he was a werewolf. I think he was a werewolf because, like, why else would he work with the division unless he's a handler as a human, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe he was a human handler, then got the curse. Became an agent.
Yeah, so I mean, the question really is like, what is Division's workers' comp package, right? Like when you have a work-related injury or a work-related curse, in this case, like, it doesn't seem like Division actually could do anything about it. They're like, well, we'll give you a nice retirement package in Cape Cod and call it good.
We'll make sure that, like, while you're here every new moon, we make sure that you're locked away so you can't lose your werewolfness.
Very cool. And I've seen Blake in the chat. So one head wants to chase cars, the other two don't. Terrible.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, can you imagine, like, the squirrel kind of mentality when it's like, I'm trying to talk.
And there's another one that's, like, watching somebody eat and just giving them, like, big old eyes. Like,
oh, yeah.
We want to give me one as a treat? Maybe?
Wolfers comp. Yeah.
Wolfers comp.
Thank you, Tim. That is what we needed.
So good. All right. So when that happens, when Freddie is not, transformed into his werewolf, he's actually like a pretty small guy, rumpled coat. And as he drives you up in this beaten up old car up through the mountain pass to get to what, once again, like, you've seen the pictures before you arrived. You know that all remains of the school is supposed to just be smoldering ruins. It's been reported over the years that even though it happened a long time ago, like the ashes continue to smolder no matter what anyone does. But as you drive up the road, breaking through the trees, unmistakably, there is a house waiting for you. So you can see the wrought iron gates. There's like a chain around it. In the near distance, the mansion stands, mostly made of stone. There's a plaque next to this huge set of doors that you can't quite make out. And as you drive up to it, Freddie looks incredibly unhappy that this house has appeared out of nowhere. You can see on his face, he's starting to get flashbacks to when he was an active agent. And he's already starting to like shake his head. No. We were going to go fishing. We were going to go fishing tomorrow. He starts saying to himself, trying to convince himself that it's going to be okay as he pulls onto the cigar desperately. So,
I think,
what do you do?
Ember sort of like leans over to Civ and says in like way too loud voice, "Someone should give this man emotional support. He looks shaken up. I don't think he has it in him anymore." Totally loud enough for him to hear. Like loud enough for everyone to hear. She's very serious. She's not trying to screw with him. She just doesn't know how to modulate her voice very well.
I think if y'all are sitting next to each other in the back seat, I think I'm Celine's shotgun. Like Celine's in the passenger.
Perfect, yeah.
And I think she just sort of like looks back at you. just like one of those like not like complete turnarounds, but like, out of the corner of the eye, like I see you. Like sort of
So do you lock eyes with Ember?
I don't know if Ember's looking up at her. She's just gonna like
because she's doing the thing where she's like leaning to the side to like whisper to Civ's ear, but she's just very bad at it, right?
Yeah, I think that's the case. She's gonna lock eyes and
so she sees you and like her eyes like start. You see like her eyes start igniting, and she looks at you like very intently, like, "Yes, I see you have volunteered." Like you read my mind. That's what's going on in her eyes. Is like, oh, you also understand what is needed here. Not that you heard what I said. I was very subtle. So yes, she's like nodding, like, he's your friend. You knew him, all this stuff.
Did I? Oh yeah, I did.
I think so. I think I'm
the oldest out of all of y'all, oldest member out of all y'all. That's right.
That's true.
What does he hear it? What does he do?
When the sad thing is he's so caught up in it, he's just like going, I had already gotten the bait. We had picked up where we were going to go. Like you can see he's like just trying to transfer his mental consciousness into the future, desperately hoping he can make it to the fishing trip.
I think that because she caught eye contact with Ember and like, I think she's just gonna like turn back and like look at him and be like, so where do you go fishing around here? I know do you go in the Cape itself, or is there like somewhere in particular that you go, or she's just trying to start a conversation with him in regards to just like she hears him talking, so she's like, oh, I will be friendly and help you out.
Yeah, it sounds like you're definitely trying to sincerely connect to him. Do you feel like this is a reveal your heart moment, or?
I did not realize I was doing a move, but okay, I'll go for a move.
Yeah, if you feel like it figures.
I think it totally depends on you. Like if you keep it light, I don't think it doesn't sound like it's reveal your heart. But if you get personal, then
I was keeping it light.
We can keep it light then. No worries. So when you say that, he looks at you. Oh, yeah. We were the rest of us. Like I was gonna bring around. Then he starts mentioning the other retired monsters, like one that used to be part of a cosmic horror cult sort of situation. Was like, yeah. She's been having lots of great dreams about where to get the next catch, and and then he gets a little excited about it. He's like calming down a little bit. And he goes, no, but I'm here to do a job. The division asked me to escort you, and I'll do that. So he turns off the car, opens the door, and then like pulls out his coat. All right. Let's get this over
are we
with.
here? Okay. And I think she's just gonna get out of the car as well.
But go ahead and take a bond with Freddie for that moment.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And then so you can see like he gets up to the gate, and then just very quickly his hand, like you see these claws extend, a bit of the black fur come out, and he just like nonchalantly like breaks the chains, pushes the door open, and then he bows low. So after you the one in charge, and he's looking at Ember.
Can I just ask, like, I'm sorry to belabor the moment, but I need these moments. Can I just ask, like, how cool we look when we get out of the car? Because I'm sort of envisioning the Matrix moment where everyone like gets out of the cars to go see the Oracle, right? And like they all have to like straighten their super cool trench coats. I know for Ember, when she gets out, she like shakes her hair, and you see like the embers flare up into the skyline above. And yeah, she's very ready. I also imagine Celine and Civ look amazing when they leave. So I'm wondering if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah. What does Civ look like?
I mean, Civ looks like how Civ always looks, but when they get out of the car, it's the car like raises up significantly.
It does that.
Yep.
The suspension, yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, Celine just I don't know. I actually never figured out what she's wearing. I thought she was just wearing like a division jumpsuit, like, nothing too spectacular. But I think she was probably wearing shades that she picked up while they were on the boardwalk, and sort of pulls those down and like looks at the building they're going into.
Nice. I'm seeing like a jumpsuit and a jacket, like that kind of like, professional look. You were saying, Sean.
Tim added doves fly out from behind in slow motion. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
The
this
car
is
makes much noise.
Keys. It has to be ravens that come out.
One of them lands on Civ.
One raven, yeah, totally. Love it. Sorry, I apologize, Jamie. You were trying to like move the story along, but I obsessed.
No,
it's like how cool do we look?
We are here for these moments, so that's totally fine. But yeah, we're totally stealing the dove/raven idea. So as you walk towards the mansion, we see the ravens, and there's this like sound in the background, a cacophony of the ravens. But for a moment, right before you get to the door, we see it cuts to one of the ravens with blood red eyes, just slowly opening and closing. And the raven whispers, "Knock and see who answers." And the raven's just waiting, like on top of the roof, looking at the four of you.
I think Civ just knocks and isn't creeped out at all.
Nice.
Because Civ.
Yep.
You see dreams like this. It's perfectly normal.
Oh, you told me to knock, I knocked. What's the problem?
Yeah. Ember is staring, and she has that same intensity that she gave Celine earlier when it was like, you talk to him. But now it's like this intensity of like, who do you serve? But she's not saying anything. She's just like staring.
Who are you?
Yeah. Just staring at this raven, trying to have a flinching contest with a raven, who will blink first.
I think when you have that contest, another eye pops up.
Nice.
No fair.
Yeah. Cheater.
Exactly. And so as you knock on the door before, wow, imagine the stone hand, right? Like knocking on the door. As you're about to knock the third time, the door just like slowly creaks open, and you can see there's a huge staircase. You can see like the house has been through a lot. The windows are kind of blown open. You can see broken glass everywhere. There's a thick layer of dust over everything. But as the four of you walk in, you hear Freddie say, "Uh-oh, this," and he smells there. This doesn't feel. And at that exact moment, as you walk through the door, you hear inexplicably a song start to play. And it's "Hungry Like the Wolf" by Duran Duran. So everyone, please describe to me your 80s outfits as you walk through the front of the door.
Oh my God.
And if it changes, like, do you become more human-like or do you stay as you are? Like, it's completely up to you in this moment. Does anyone have? Is Sean looking up 80s fashion right now?
Yeah, exactly.
I can see the look on your face.
Yes, 100%. I have some ideas, but I could.
I'm trying to decide if it's more fun if Civ is yes, Civ is going to be human flesh toned, warm body
Ooh.
now because that's weird and different.
Totally.
And we'll make Ember
it's
have
still
feelings.
your face and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you look even more like your creator now? That
Probably. Yeah.
Oh. Very cool. So Civ, we see the stone start to melt away, the flesh come through. What are you wearing though?
That's a great question. What did okay, cool. Yes. So when I was a kid, I always wanted a hypercolor t-shirt and I could never have one as a child. So now my character gets to have a hypercolor t-shirt.
Nice.
And tight rolled jeans, I think, and probably
very cool.
Converse and yeah, I think like a geeky t-shirt or like a band t-shirt and suspenders.
Love it.
Perfect. And how about Ember? What does Ember look like as she steps through?
Ember's flame hair like rolls back and now becomes just raven black hair, but with this giant red bow, this giant sash, this giant red bow in it. She is like very pale but very mascaraed, and she is Madonna in the 1980s.
Yes.
She has a zillion like bracelets and of different kinds on her dress or shirt. It's super thin and strappy. There's like just like 3 layers and like it's tattered and torn, but it's okay because there's a couple of layers. So like we're still creating our TV rating, but like maybe not maybe not quite. She's got a silver chain around her neck, and you can't tell what's on the end of the chain because it disappears just sort of just beneath her shirt, but there's certainly a cross on the end of it. Like
yes.
we all know there's a silver cross on the bottom of this chain, and she has big old like shit kicking Doc Marten boots that are also like tattered and worn. Yeah.
Perfect. I love it.
Ember in the 80s.
Yeah, nice. I'm also seeing these like fishnet kind of gloves kind of situation, right? Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. How about Celine?
So I'm actually I just realized name. I'm actually gonna take some inspiration from Selena from like back in the late 1980s.
So good.
Just because she's gonna have like the wispy bangs, the dark brown hair, wispy bangs with like flowy locks, silver hoops. Maybe like some of those like I don't want to call them like boyfriend jeans, but that's not what they were back in the 80s, but they kind of were at the same time. Like, and then I'm looking at one picture in particular where it's like a white button-down shirt that's like tied up and like has like a black like tank top underneath it.
Love it.
Perfect. Yeah. I love it. And so, and behind the 3 of you, Freddie comes through, and Freddie looks exactly like a gym teacher from the 80s. So, like, fuzzy hair, fuzzy headband, super short shorts, tight shirt.
Oh, no.
And he looks so unhappy. Like, when he loses the trench coat, he's just like, oh, where did it go? You can see him starting to panic, and he's like, and he doesn't even have the cigar, right? It's completely gone.
Oh,
and,
no.
Before he starts smoking.
And he's like, no. This is bad. And he turns around to the door, and the door is not there anymore. Like it's just a complete, a solid
just
wall where it once was. Yeah. And then you just sort of see him go like, oh, it's like this is not the first time it's happened to him.
Right.
He's just like,
So does he have a headband? Oh, he 100% has a headband. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I imagine he even has leg warmers, right? Or like not leg warmers. Like
those high socks, right?
Yeah,
up to the knees.
He's got a gym whistle on a necklace.
Oh, totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's what he has instead. That he's just breathing through it, trying to pretend it's a cigar.
So it's not like really whistling. It's just more you hear that little ball rattling.
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, and then like pulling the whistle in. It's like trying to stay calm,
Oh,
And you
poor
can-
Freddie.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you can hear the music continuing to play in the distance, and there's a sound of like people laughing. It sounds like a party, like down the corridor. The house is completely different. It looks brand new. All of the dust is gone. All of the broken glass is reformed. Like it looks like it's in the middle of the night, even though you came during the day. And you can hear like teenagers, like just having a good time partying and making those like teenage party sounds, like yeah, whoa, woo, woo, like that kind of stuff going on. And yeah, like over there. So what do you do?
I mean, I think I'm still looking at flesh
Yeah.
and sort of marveling in that.
Does it feel like flesh?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, Ember, how does that make you feel seeing Sif like this?
I mean, like turned on, but like also, I mean, that's not new, right? But like,
that's fair.
but also, yeah, like a little enchanted and by the whole process, but in particular, Civ, I think at some point, if you have your hand, like if you're kind of like checking yourself out, at some point
Yeah.
she like takes your hand to like
Mhm.
feel the pulse beating through your heart, and she pulls you up very close and I think puts your hand on her chest so you can feel
Mhm.
that, and just like holds it there for a moment, and then kind of realizes very awkwardly like there are other people watching,
Oh, right, we're here for a job.
and says we should maybe go find out what's happening in this.
I'm gonna say the
Right.
music changes to "I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight." Whoa, right?
Oh my god! And I think
Yeah.
while that's happening, I think Celine's trying to distract herself from like that intimate moment, just because
It's
Third
totally
bill.
PDA, like right in front
Yeah.
of everybody.
feels still are kind of in effect, unfortunately. So she's gonna go to Frank or Fred and be like, because he looked at the door like he expected it, and she's like, "Has this happened before?"
And he nods, and you can see like he's changed his hand again into the claw, and he's just trying to like draw a door. And he goes, "Sometimes this works. Sometimes,
How often has this happened?
And then he gets that weird like far away thousand
no.
yard stare, like just
Oh
kind of like
no!
I mean, to me personally, and surviving it,
Surviving it?
oh yeah, some of us didn't make it,
Is this dangerous?
I mean, no. I'm going fishing tomorrow. This is not dangerous. This
Ready.
is
I need,
absolutely fine.
I need more clarification about what we're doing here.
And then
Ember has a theory that she's willing to provide, but I don't want to
You're
interrupt.
busy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, no, it's if he is hemming and hawing and he doesn't have an answer, Ember has a theory about what's going on here that should also make Celine very uncomfortable.
Oh no.
But you said you sort of had like wispy hair, kind of. Yeah.
Like how like in the bang and then like the 90s they had like those like light thin bangs. They didn't have like really like full on bangs. Yeah, like those thin bangs like that were going on and like.
Yeah. So I think like maybe like one hair is a bit astray, and Ember comes and like pushes it off to.
Oh no!
To the
What are you
side.
doing?
And she says, "Clearly, Celine, this place has chosen you. It brought you here. Has something. There's a message that only you are ready to see. You are the chosen one among us.
Oh
that
no!
must know what is happening here." And she like turns to like the sounds of hey, oh, whatever. And she looks. She says, "There's only one way out, and it must be through. You have to lead us to understand what happened here." It's just very intense and very close.
I don't know if Ember can feel other people's warmth, but like she's just like radiating like heat right now from her face. And she's like, even though like she's got a tan complexion, she still sort of gives off a little bit of a blush.
Yeah.
And she sort of backs away. She's like, just to get out of Ember's reach.
Yeah. So Ember sends very confusing mixed messages.
Yeah, and then she's gonna like clear her throat, and she's like, "You're right. I don't know. I don't want to be the chosen one, so we'll see. Together, what's going on? Come on, Freddie."
And Freddie's like, he had just finished drawing the door and the handle, and nothing happened, so he was just scratching it forlornly like a dog does at the door when it won't open.
And his,
and his shoulders just stoop, and he goes, "All right, I lived through the 80s, and it was terrible." And then he turns around and like,
I was gonna say there's like
follows
one
you.
forlorn, half-hearted howl when the door doesn't open.
Oh.
I like that. That's a good idea. And so Celine, so you lead the way, right? Is that the intention to go to where the party is?
Might as well. Kind of can't go anywhere else.
So as you walk down the corridor, the music gets louder. It's like the beat is just vibrating through the house. And right now it's You Spin Me Round, like a record that's playing right now. My knowledge of 80s music is very terrifying. So anyway, as
I mean, it was very good and lighthearted. Is that the game? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have an alternative reality where I lived in the 80s as a teenager. So anyway, you walk down the corridor, the music is like coming through. And as you come closer, you can see like there are about 12 kids here who are hanging out, laughing. There's one that's trying to impress everybody with like chugging a drink, as usual, typical teenager ritual, right? But as you look at the party, I'm trying to imagine who's had the most normal life out of the three of you. It's probably Celine.
I mean, I did before I was sacrificed. And this was like, about like hundreds of years ago too. So like
maybe a little before college parties.
Just a little.
High school parties.
I mean, arguably, Civ has known hundreds of people and all of their very mundane experiences over thousands of years.
However, how mundane dreams can get, though. Like,
yeah.
To be fair, I probably have seen a lot of high school dreams.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't know how normal they would have been.
Yeah. So Civ, as you're picking it up through whatever surface thoughts, even though they're all acting younger than they should, right? Like there's this weird, like they're not as mature as they should be from the age that you're seeing. They're all acting like they're freshmen, high school students, but a lot of them look older than that. Like at least half of them look older than that. And there's also like you see in the corner, like some of them are just like casually like using fire as magic to impress someone else. There's another one who's like trying to freeze the drinks properly, but it turns into an ice sculpture and lands into the ground. Like these are a bunch of kids who have access to supernatural powers, and they're just like super casual about it. And as they look towards you, Civ, who is it that recognizes you?
Who is it that Oh shit! Because I have my maker's face. Didn't plan that well.
So good.
Who is it that recognizes me? I think it's like a tall, lanky, like brooding dude, right? Not the drinking, trying to impress, like somebody who's like watching everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Who has a very like bored look in their face.
Brooding, serious people definitely have a thing for Civ.
Absolutely. And so as their eyes catch yours, they come over and they say, "Oh, Professor, I'm sorry. I tried to tell them it's a school night, but they wouldn't listen to me." And he pushes his glasses up his nose and he looks completely upset. "I know that you said that this was okay, but I don't know. This feels very, and at that exact moment, someone crashes through the window and starts laughing. Ah, ha, 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 right? And he just sighs. What should we do about it, Professor?
What is he feeling? What's going on in his brain? Surface level thoughts. What's happening there?
Oh, you're actually picking up a lot of heartbreak. Like it's just bubbling through the surface.
That poor guy.
And you notice, like, as you pick up the sense of that heartbreak, his eyes keep darting towards this other boy. Long hair, also has glasses, like if someone who looks like they're from the geek club, that kind of situation. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry. He just said he knows that I said it was okay, but what was the tail end of that?
Oh yeah, he didn't want to have the party continue. He wants to like force everyone to stop the party, basically.
Interesting. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the move here.
Ooh, which one are you looking at?
Yeah. I mean, probably you can't hide your heart from me.
Yeah.
How many?
That's like a good idea.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Let's do that. I have 2 darkness tokens. I'm going to spend them both. I'm going to roll some dice. Do I have to do anything before?
Ooh, how many tokens are you going to spend? Yeah.
2.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. I don't know what I rolled.
Looks like you rolled. I think it's a 7.
Oh yeah, it is a 7. Sorry. This die roller, I'm not used to how this looks. I'm looking and I'm seeing embers and I'm like, that's not me.
Yeah, it's the last roll, which is different than.
Yes. Okay, so that's a 7, which is a miss.
Do you want to burn a bond to bring it up to an 8, or are you okay with it being a 7?
I think thematically I'm interested in failing at this because I should fail at this. Yes.
Awesome. All right. So on a 7 minus, the darkness within you takes hold and will break the mind of heart who you are connecting to. You can mark, ruin, or condition to try to control your powers and protect them, but still expect the worst. I'll describe what happens first.
Yep.
And then you tell me if you want to mark, ruin, or a condition.
Okay.
So basically, as you reach out to your mind, what happens is you realize that his mind is not completely stable in the sense that someone has accessed it over and over and over again without care, right? And sort of like just torn their way through. When you enter his mind, there's this sensation of a long corridor and all these doors opening at once, and you hear his voice, but it's a younger voice, and it says, if I do this, will it protect everyone? Will it protect? I don't want to hurt anyone. And you hear a soft voice, a feminine voice that sounds so much like your maker, but it's not him. And she says, don't worry, Mother will take good care of you. You can't keep the beast locked away forever, my dear. And as that happens, you can hear the sound of growling beasts behind each and every door. And for everyone else, Ember and Celine, what you see is he starts panicking, like he's holding up his face. No, I took the medicine. This is not supposed to. No. And his head starts splitting into 2, and he starts growing black fur, and you hear Freddie say, "Oh shit," behind you.
I do think I want to mark ruin to try to mitigate some of this. Yes, we'll do that thing.
I think Celine's gonna be like, "Is this yours?"
You look to Ember.
To Freddie.
I looked at Freddie.
Freddie.
And Freddie's like, I mean, no. I mean, there was that one girl in Pasadena, but I mean, no,
Just give him
no.
a
I mean, no.
look.
But I didn't bite her. I swear. And so, Sif, what does it look like when you exert the harbinger within you
Yeah.
to stop the worst of this from happening?
I'm trying to see if I have defined anything about the harbinger within me.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I think what it looks like in his head is I'm trying to close the doors, right? I think the way that Ember and Freddie and Celine see it, what does it look like to them? I think that they can see like the skin on my arm is like turning back to stone a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what happens.
Yeah, I like that. I kind of. What do you think of like small angelic wings starting to grow at your back?
I love it. That's great.
Like
Does-
sure, like small size, like little like fairy like wings, like or
Yeah, what do you think, so?
Yeah, and I think actually I think they're not super duper tiny. I just think that they are like the bones are fairly thin and they're kind of like smooshed up onto my back. Like I'm not
Nice.
extending them yet. Almost like I
Perfect.
haven't had wings in a number of years. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. That's very, very cool. And so I think there's this moment where time slows down for everyone else, and it very much looks like one of those Renaissance paintings where you're reaching out to him, and we see the
Yeah.
slightest movement of the wings just unfurling a little bit before folding back into your back, and we see the stone creeping across your hand, and his glasses drop onto the floor, breaking, and he's just on the ground heaving, and he says, I'm so sorry, Professor. I should have been. I failed the test, but I'll do better next time, he says, breathing deeply. I'm sorry. You taught me better than this.
Yeah, how does Civ respond to that? I don't think that I say anything. I think I just sort of nod and I try to make sure that my face looks non-judgmental because this is totally my fault. But also I'm trying to pretend to be somebody else so that we can figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. And so as that happens, we see the other guy who was like busy talking to a girl, the one that he was looking at, comes over and says, "Hey, are you okay, Brandon? Here, I'll." And you can see as he comes closer, he's terrified of you, Civ. Like you can, the fear is like just coming off of him in waves. And he goes, is it okay if I bring Brandon to his to the restroom? Is that okay where he can sleep? Are we allowed to?
He's going to sleep in the restroom?
Oh, I mean,
I'm like trying to make a joke and I sort of crack up, right? I'm trying to put him at ease.
Nice.
When you crack a joke, he looks at you like, what? Like he's so in shock.
I love when you're so scared of somebody that when they say something, you're like, should I laugh? But I don't,
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly
yeah.
it.
When
goes,
he like yes, when he does that, I'm like, yes, you can. That's fine. Thank you. I think at that point, like I look back at Ember and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Ember, Celine, is there something you want to do in this moment?
I feel like to understand what's going on here, we should like fraternize with these kids to see what they're doing. So I envision a very like ridiculous moment of like that I forget what the meme is from, but the like, "Hello, my fellow high school."
Oh yeah, it's
Hello, my fellow cool
Buscemi.
kids.
It's Steve
Yeah.
Buscemi. Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi. Like, I think with all of the coolness of like a 50-year-old Steve Buscemi, Ember would just be like, "Hello, my fellow conjurer of flame and shadow." Trying to find out what's going on and connect with the kids here. I don't think she realizes that they are kind of regressing or that they're not who they really like. I don't think she has the insight of Civ's insight to like think that they're older, they're acting less mature than they really are. So she's trying to read body cues like that her brother taught her, Ash has taught her about like, just party, relax. And she like holds up a drink like, yes, we could consume beverages together. It's Steve Buscemi meets Seven of Nine awkwardness.
Right. For some reason, I'm imagining Thor like throwing the cup, another. But yeah, so as you do that, you see one of them. She looks up at you. She has like flaming red hair. It's actually very much like your own hair, except it's a natural color. It's not literally on fire, right? So, flaming red hair, bright green eyes. There's freckles across her face that she's tried to cover up with goth makeup. And she looks at you and she says, "Oh, are you one of the new kids? You look very..." But then, she looks you up and down. "Yeah, you look pretty okay. So you like fire?" She says, and as she moves her fingers, you can see the flames licking each of those fingers. And how much do you like to play with fire?
It starts with like, "It is in the very nature of my fiber of my..." I mean, I find it. I like to, and I think, Living on the Edge, just started playing like a moment ago, and so she's like, "I like to live on the edge." It's literally like pulling a line out of a song lyric. And she gets close and she says, "They call me," like, instead of saying hi, I'm like, she's trying to be cool, and so she's like, "They call me Ember," and then she has to like really bite down not to say like her entire whole title, like like inheritor of the throne of cinder, master of the arsenal of flame, all this stuff. She's like, "And who are you?"
I feel this could possibly be a torn between moment where you're torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart. Like you're trying to not be, your royal large self. But what do you think? Do you feel like this is that moment?
I think that's fantastic. Yeah. So when you're torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, when you're tempted by what darkest fancy, make a choice. Let your monstrous nature show. I know I'm totally going to describe how I diminish my power and conform to what society demands and lose all my darkness tokens. So I'm going to like she's doing like contact juggling with like a ball of fire, right? So I'm gonna like reach out and touch the flames and be like, like it burned me, and like I need to like. And yes, so I will lose all my darkness tokens, and I will pretend to be like I could be burned by this mortal's fire. But yeah, it's definitely a coquette, like a coy, a move to shrink myself in this moment. So yes, darkness tokens, be gone.
So when that happens, you see her eyes light up and she says, "Oh, you poor kitten." And she pulls your hand and then she like very gently kisses it. "Let me make it feel better. I'm so sorry. I can't control myself sometimes."
Bitch, that's my girlfriend. That's my thought bubble in the comic book.
um, I she is currently Ember's condition is lovelorn. From she got that condition earlier on when Civ was
Oh, when Celine imploded, yeah.
yeah when Celine imploded and she was thinking about Civ not being willing to say yes or no. So it is not as though she is yeah. So let's just say that like maybe this has greater impact on her than it would otherwise. And she says, to be truthful, I'm actually quite. And she talks in a voice that is like it's still Ember's voice, but it's like this is like not the practiced voice that she always uses. And she says, to be truthful, like I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. You're right, I'm new, and I feel like there's a test, but I don't know how to pass it. I don't even know what the test is. I feel like there's a mystery we're supposed like there's something we're supposed to understand that I don't. And I think I don't know.
Trying to grasp keys to get information. Ooh, or were you thinking something else?
I was thinking reveal your heart, and I'm not. When you reveal your heart, guys, I don't know. That's not reveal your heart. I'm saying I don't know what I'm doing, which is true, but I think I'd have to say something more about being unsure of my relationship with Civ.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Jen?
I like reveal your heart. Oh, sorry, you're talking to Jen. Sorry.
No,
I would like you to do the thing that you're excited about, Sean,
Yeah.
even if it's hurt my feelings.
I don't want to hurt Civ's feelings.
It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's like, I think she's like, yeah, I came here with someone, and she sort of looks over her shoulder, but not enough to make eye contact with Civ, and it's like, and I'm really serious about her, but I'm not sure how serious she is about me. And in like in my realm, the way that the way the cinematography of this is filmed is such in a way that it seems plausible that Ember is in a slightly private, like this isn't right in front of Civ's face, at least in Ember's mind. Like Civ could totally see this exchange happening, but we're like across the room or something like that. So it's not like blatant, but it is that I came here with someone, but I'm not sure if she still wants to, how serious she is about being with me. Will you show me around?
And remember, Civ's a telepath, right?
That's great.
Sorry, go ahead. Go on.
Yes. That is genuinely revealing my heart, because she is insecure, and yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I think I'm gonna take this is a little well, no, it's not cheating. This is the way the game works. I am embodying one of my conditions, which is being lovelorn.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna take 3 tokens, and then I'm gonna spend them on this roll.
Yeah, you're being very lovelorn.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
will
take
say so.
3 tokens, and I'm gonna spend one of them, or spend 2 of them rather. So
Nice.
And let's +2. What did I get? Oh, I think by putting a +2, it just changed it into a 2. Oh, I didn't put any dice in them. Try that again.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay. Looks like I rolled a 4 or 2. Snake eyes.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I mean, that looks like it. It seems wrong, but I think that rolled.
Let me double check.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because it says 2 + 2. Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Oh.
That didn't work.
Okay.
I like this. What happens when that works?
So, on a 7-, something interrupts or undermines the moment, an omen, consequence, or an aspect of the mystery itself. So I think what happens is when you say that, it's that moment where around you, Ember, it feels like the room is growing darker and you can feel the heat emanating between the two of you. And she comes closer and she says, "Oh, don't worry. The only test you're going to have to take is one of my choosing. And I happen to like you very, very much. But there is an initiation," she says. "And we're going to have to go somewhere else for that." And she takes your hand, and behind her, there's a door that wasn't there a moment ago, covered by heavy curtains. And she pulls you through the door. And Civ, you can feel it. There's just this moment where you lose that connection with Ember. Like she's just completely cut off from you. And the door closes behind Ember. And so, Ember, go ahead and mark a condition. Let me know which one you mark.
Nice. That sounds scary. Do I have a scared condition? Raging, lovelorn, obsessed, despairing. Yeah, I guess someone don't get scared. I'm definitely not raging. I think I think I'm going to double down and say that like this, whoever this is, she must be the key to understanding. Did she tell me her name yet?
Ooh, yeah. So as she pulls you close, she says, "You can call me Rose."
Nice. I think I'm obsessed that Rose has the answer. Like Rose must be the one to lead me through this. So yeah, I'll take. Obsessed in general. It may apply to multiple things. In the moment, it applies to Rose helping me figure out what's going on here.
Perfect. I love that.
Yeah.
And so, Embers, you're pulled in. You're overwhelmed by the scent of roses and the scent that plants have when you freshly cut them. Right? It's just overcoming your senses, and the smell of incense, and you can hear chanting in the distance. And Rose says, "Ember, when I look at you, you seem very, very brave and very strong. Is that true?"
And I think she looks around, realizes that she's alone, and we hear a little like clunk, and a tennis racket hits the ground. Because somehow in like this realm, the things that Ember summons aren't these giant steely knives. They're like things that like an 80s person would have. So it's so like clearly she summoned it on accident and then just dropped it, which she does all the time. I mean, this happens, but it's and then she like puffs up a little bit and like tightens the little bonnet on the top of her head, and she says I try to be brave. Yes, I'm brave when I need to be, but maybe not brave enough when it really matters. And she like looks back at where the door was, where Civ was, like she's looking all lovelorn, like.
And when you look, she places her hand against your cheek and makes you look back at her. And she says, sometimes things are just not meant to be. And if you're doubting, you should go where your heart wants to go instead. Maybe you can find your way to me, she says.
Ember is not unaffected by this. She's definitely affected by this, and she's kind of like has sort of like doughy eyes for a moment, and it seems like something might happen, and she's like, this isn't to say that her wiles don't affect her, but it's like she's not quite ready. She's not like instantly just like, oh, I'm going to forget about. Like, I think that she is being wooed. She's in the wooed process. So she's like, tell me about this place. Where have you taken me?
And I want to say that Blake suggested Springsteen, "I'm on Fire," so I'm going to say that's playing in the background.
Nice.
As this is happening. Good choice.
Nice.
And Rose, looks around and says, "Well, this is just between you and me, but the professor's chosen me for something special, and he's given me permission. Whoever I find special can take part in it. And I know we just met, but there's something undeniable between us." And she leads you like through this very narrow corridor, like you can barely walk through it, and you can hear the chanting getting louder and louder. And she says, "So the trick is, don't look them in the eye, no matter what. Okay?"
Okay. Dunk.
And even though the corridor is so narrow, there are these huge paintings along the side, and you can't quite see all the way up to their faces. Like it just stops when you get to their eyes, and it's all shadow. But you can see all of them have they're all like in different period dresses, like throughout the years, and they have like really strange nameplates at the bottom of each painting, where it says things like the broken crown, or the cracked rose, and the glass spire. So it's all these strange names. And as you're looking at this, she goes, "Oh, and don't read them in your mind. Maybe just look at me. Just keep your eyes on me."
Nice. Sorry, Jen. I saw the eye rolling. Yeah, I think Ember follows her, and as she is obsessed, she's increasingly dependent on Rose to get her through this, and I think she runs her fingers along the edges of one of the crenellations along the bottom of one of the paintings, and feels the etchings of in the name imprint, and they all read to her like these are the names of different apocalypses that have or different gods. These are all dooms, signs of doom themselves, and she's like, "Rose can get me through this. Rose can get me through this. I'm just gonna follow Rose. Rose can get me through this. It'll be great." Yeah.
And as you reach the other side, you hear the chanting reaching a fever pitch, and you go into this room, and it's full of things your mind can't even completely keep track of what it is. It's just full of antiques and books and skulls and candles. There's just so much of it all over the place. But your eyes are drawn to these hooded figures that are unnaturally tall and kind of bent over. And what peeks through the hoods are these huge, long animal-like skulls with large teeth. And in the middle of this group, standing crouched on a table with their arms wrapped around themselves is and they have hair like yours that's glowing and burning, but they're shaking and trembling. And you hear one of them say, "The queen has arrived." And when she turns to look at you, it's your mother's face, but she's so much younger. And I think that's where we're going to take our first break.
I was gonna say, let's cut. I want to see some with Celine and it's too much. It's too much.
All right, so let's take our first break, and then we'll check in on Celine and Civ.
Awesome. All right. Let's see if I remember how to do this thing. Okay, we're gonna click the video thing, and then and everybody stick around because I check in with everybody on private chat. So, but friends, we'll see you all in a bit.